Hi everyone, my name is Meads. Welcome to my channel, and here's a Revoltech review of the Iron Man Mark IV and the War Machine. In particular, I did pick up this, I believe it's a limited release, the Mark IV right here. Simply because I didn't really like the silver lining on the biceps or the armor, and I prefer having the circular in the middle as opposed to the triangle one. Yeah, and why don't we start with Iron Man first, then we'll go with War Machine later on. Alright, so this Iron Man comes in this box right here, and since it's a limited release, having the full colored one will cost them money, since they're only producing a limited amount. But pretty much that's what's gonna look like for it to be released. And here's the figure. Has that Revoltech joints we are all familiar with. Very articulate. Can move up too. The abs, not so much movement. I thought they would have more, but not really. The back here, and I really like the gloss red and gold. It looks great. Another thing I noticed is using a double joint here, double ball joint. This is different from War Machine. It's using only a single joint, like the elbows. Yep. And I really like that solid on the feet. Again, was still disappointed on my Optimus, the Revoltech one. It's too loose. So this is a really great solid figure, and there's a lot of hands that you can swap out with. And before I start swapping out, I just want to point out the mishaps I got on this particular figure, which led me to a little bit of disappointment. Number one, when you take it out of the box, you'll find some defects which can be prevented. Number one, since in this paint is gloss paint, I don't know if you notice it, but they are paint chip right there, like inside you'll see the silver. Let's see, there is a paint goop up there. It's like it's a bubble, and like someone hold on to it, that effect. And there's no way I can fix that unless I have to repaint that whole section with the same paint, which I don't know what kind of paint they use on this one. I also got this part nicked, paint or chipped off. I tried using my red metallic paint, which is nowhere close to this, but it hides it a little bit. And another inherent defect I got, if you look closely, the left hip is sticking out more. Well, his left. And I tried to wiggle it around inside the waist. I actually can't pop this off. I don't know how it's connected, and I really don't want to damage. So that's another thing I really don't like. I mean, it's already, see, this one is straight down, which is great, but this one, it's popping off. I'm not really sure why. But other than that, let's go ahead and check out the cool accessory it comes with it. And there's actually two pairs of them. This one and this one is where you can connect the effect part. And particularly, all of them has this flexible flap here, which again, you gotta be careful because you might break off. And you can have him fold like this one here. And this one is already fixed, and it comes with its own well, not really ball joint, but this is all molded in one, so you don't have to move it. And try to remember that if you put this on, this is not like this one that you can pull back. Try not to break it. And you have this effect pad right here, just pegs in, and it looks really great. And really nice effect part. And also, you can use this to put on the feet too, for the thrust, which kind of get it'll be nice if you have 4 of them, so you have all of his feet and hands thrusting. But I guess if you want to complete the set, you can have all 4 if you get the Mark 6. Yep. And also you're gonna get this really cool, I'm not sure what to call this, but this pretty much when it's trying to get off the land or somewhere, and pretty much is the base, which is pretty cool. Which spikes on down there. In particular, I find this base a little bit tricky to balance out. Gotta make sure it's standing straight and maybe leaning a little bit forward. You gotta play around with it a little bit too. There we go. In particular, I actually like it on this. This is the Kotobukiya MSG Space Diorama base, which I got recently as well. And it looks cool having the Iron Man on top of it. Looks awesome, like it's in space or in the moon. Trying to do a launch off. Alright, and now let's get to War Machine. For War Machine, you're gonna get the cool box, which pops open. Yep. A really great box. And now on the figure. And this guy's a lot bulkier than Iron Man. And it has a lot more details. It has that a little bit of like a matte finish, which is great. But you still have slightly metallic for the silver ones. Oops. Let's put that back. And there's parts of it painted, like this part here. And in particular, this one I didn't have any paint problems. It's fairly solid, very articulate. Shoulder armor, the head, which is I find a little bit weird because there's a small Revoltech joint near the front. But you can have him looking up as well. Then you have this movable flap, kind of like what Iron Man has. And you have this thing on up here, which I guess I'm not too sure why they have that there. Just extra flaps, I guess. And this one, you only have a single ball joint, unlike the Iron Man. But it works the same way. Then you have the feet. Doesn't ratchet as much, but it's solid. Can stand on its own. Let's see if I can have him stand. Maybe he spoke too soon. Sometimes you just have to do a little bit of balance act on this, guys. There we go. Alright, and let's go with the accessories. Alright, and again, you're gonna have a pair of everything, every hand. So you have this. I know not supposed to live with your left. You have to do your right, but you can salute. And you have this open palm. But the problem with this one is this flap here again. It's not really made for this hand right here. It's kind of. I guess you can do it this way, but for the most part, you're gonna have the closed fist. Since you have this awesome rifle on the side, or like a submachine gun, which you can remove if you want to. Maybe attach it somewhere else. And let's put that back on. Then you also have this Gatling gun with a bullet chain, which you can move any position you want. Can shoot from any direction. Looks great. One thing I kind of don't like about this is there's a hole there for the effect parts, which I'll show in a bit. But without it, it's too hollow. It doesn't even look like a Gatling gun. So the effect parts. Let's start with the mounted Gatling gun. It's a clear part right there. And next one's on the two submachine guns. My first thought about this when I saw the picture, it's kind of cheesy. You know, it's why is it not, you know, effect? And well, once I got the figure and play around with it, it's actually pretty good. Yeah, it's like it's, you know, you're bursting the bullets, and it's not too bad at all. So I kind of grown into that effect part, and tell you the truth, this actually looks great. Like it's shooting. Alright, we're gonna have a mini what if moment. So what does it look like if you figure bash them? So, well, we're gonna have a Iron Man. And you know, that's pretty much what you can do with Revoltech. Every joint is pretty much the same. If it's the same size, you can switch them around. It does look a little bit weird since it's a really skinny body. It doesn't really work well with the gray pieces or War Machines because they're a lot bigger. Then we have War Man here. Yep. Which doesn't look that bad either, but the shoulder doesn't really work well because of how it's placed. War Machine had it most in the back. But yeah, that's what it looks like if you're wondering if you figure bash them. Alright, so for conclusion, I already showed you guys the good and the bad for each Revoltech figures. I probably just got unlucky with the Iron Man Mark IV. Mostly with the paint app and that protruding left hip. Again, probably just my luck with that one. I didn't have any problems at all with the War Machine. And you probably know what I would pick out of these two. Definitely War Machine. You know, even without all that armor right there, it's a really nice depiction of him. Really great matte finish, and you know, it's awesome. I really like War Machine. Other than that, if you're an Iron Man collector, you know, you can get both of this as well as the Mark 6 armor, and I think they're coming out with the Mark 2 early next year, so that'll be great. And hope you guys enjoyed this review and find it informative as well as entertaining. So until then, this is Meads. Thank you for watching.